Right, so this is the first ever Pandemonium Gaming tier list. So how I want this to work is it's how you rank them, either playing as them or playing against them. So if the bigger threats will obviously go up the higher at the table. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place them where I think they should go, and obviously you can argue the toss whether we should move her up, move them down, etc. There is only one rogue I'm going to say it has to go there. You can't argue against it. The rest I'm flexible. Say again?
Watch me. Is it going to be a D tier one?
No, it's not. So I'm going to start with Glimpse, obviously, and I think she goes in A.
No, I would agree with that as long as she's played right. Like, the way you've got it with the sneak up and melee, she's amazing. But as soon as you try and do anything at distance, it takes so long to uncloak. It's like, oh, I'm already dead by the time you, like...
Yeah, I think we've got quite a few Glimpse players who haven't utilised her properly. They kind of run in while invisible and you can instantly see where she is. So she's easy to counter if you've got the wrong player.
Yeah. She also doesn't have Cloak. Or is it Cloaked, the perk, that stops you from getting revealed?
Yeah.
So the sensors...
As soon as there's a Dallas on that team, you're screwed.
Yeah, so Dallas can screw her up. Glitch can screw her up. The sensors from Phantom, so her smoke and her sticky sensors can mess her up. And you have to crouch walk everywhere. Yeah, if she had Faster Decloak, or if she had the Cloaked perk, she'd be S. But I think A's acceptable. Are we happy with that?
Yeah, I'll accept A.
Yep.
Okay. My boy. Let
D.
me
D.
let me argue the toss.
No.
Let me argue the toss, and then you can.
D, asshole.
He can deploy cover, fast revive, has a really good LMG, is immune to blinds, has a good pistol.
And is shit.
But somehow, with all of that, is still shockingly bad.
Is he immune to flashbangs?
Yes.
No, I never noticed, mainly because I never really get flashbanged often enough.
But yeah, no, he is... For someone who has all this going for him, he has so many good things going for him and still manages to be shit.
His gun isn't bad. His LMG is great. His shotgun we don't talk about.
No, his shotgun is diabolical. If it's an open map, then maybe B, maybe even C. But when you're on like Icarus, Factory, Glacier, what's the other one that he's good on?
I will allow him
Lockdown.
to be C. I'll allow him to be C because if you've got a good player as him, it's a useful teammate. But apart from that, he does not deserve to be higher than C.
Yeah, his gadgets, the anti-protection is useful, but the C4 takes too long to explode when you see a group.
For the
Okay.
C4, the anti-protection, it's good for kind of throwing around a corner where you know there is a group.
Can I put him as B
I'm
purely
looking
because he
for
has
B
multiple
above C.
uses?
No, there are
Yeah.
way more characters
No,
that are more
C.
deserving of a B.
We have upgraded him to a C, Mike. You're lucky he's a C.
He's
Graded from B to C just because of the C4. But apart from C4 and LMG, I've played games where I don't even bother using his shield.
No, sometimes they just get in the way.
okay.
Yeah, C.
If
C.
there's too many above C, I will move him down
There are
later.
definitely too many above C. Put him in C.
Okay, fine. Disagree with that. But okay, Cannon. I'm gonna go B.
His minigun is just... Yes, so A, I'd go for, not B.
Does he have fast revives?
That doesn't...
Yes, he does.
I think he does. And on top of that, you've already compared Chris as Cannon to Arnold Schwarzenegger, which kind of probably justifies an A.
If he's got his ultimate,
Not an
then
F,
yes, he is an A, definitely. But when his ultimate is not currently wrecking, he's a chunky target. The bigger the character, the bigger the hitbox.
Yes, but... Okay, so he's got his minigun, which we all agree is just broken in the right hands.
Yep.
He doesn't need to buy a gun because his pistol
Revolve is amazing.
legendary.
Oh, he's got Dallas's pistol,
That's
hasn't
pistol
he?
as
Yeah,
well.
I forgot about Dallas's
Yeah.
pistol. That's fair. And this is passive. He gets ammo for everything he hits.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's definitely an A.
Okay.
And he can heal himself.
Wait,
Yes, he's got
With
the
adrenaline
adrenaline
shot.
shots.
Oh, see, I don't play Cannon, so I didn't know that. That's fair enough. Okay.
Also, on top of that, he can at least be taken down because the glimpse behind him with a knife does kill him, which makes him a bit nicer.
Yes, we need distraction tactics for that to work. Okay. My boy Chaac, whatever the frick he's called these days. Once upon a time, I'd say he was S, but he has been nerfed. So
No, it's not even A at this point. I'd go B or C. He's been nerfed a bit too much.
I don't know. He's got really good guns. He's got sticky. He's got fast revives. He's got self res. If he links with Dahlia, it's absolutely painful for the enemy team. He's not as good as he used to be, definitely, but I still think.
I've not found the use of self-res because you die too quickly. I can never get into cover to actually use the self-res because people can just track me down and kill me before it activates. I find him more use as just boosting his health before running into battle.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Really, I love his self-res because I have a habit of dying ridiculously far from anyone useful unless you're Mike with a risky revive. So... yeah, no, his self-res I use a lot when I play Chaac.
But if you die...
His SMG is really good too.
If you die far enough that you're able to self-res, you're not playing him right. Because he's got shotgun and SMG, you need to get close in to take people down, surely.
Okay, so you try and tell me that SMGs are only close range to the person who plays everything at long range, including only using SMGs and sniper rifle.
See, when
I'd put him A. I wouldn't put him S, but I'd definitely
no,
put him
it's
A.
not. He's not S anymore. He's probably like the lowest A going. I always get downed in cover, either by a jammy headshot or whatever, and I do have the time to self-res. I haven't played him much recently, but that was my bread and
Put
butter.
it down at B because I see more A's showing up than there are B's.
Let me just see who's coming up next. Oh, okay. I will move him later because I know where she's going.
S, definitely S. Yes. She's one of the so useful to have on a team. You've got to play her right, and I can agree, I don't play her right, but she is so useful to have in any situation.
Pro leaguers always take a Dahlia because she's got the super fast revive, she's got the ability that revives, she can link and steal someone's passive. She's not the best rogue because her guns are a bit...
Yeah,
I guess
as a support, she's amazing.
Her guns don't really matter anymore because of the mastery system.
Correct. If you link her with Mack, you are in trouble, basically, because of the armour. But she's S.
She is S for her usefulness, not necessarily for her... Yeah.
Her guns and gadgets are shit, but everything else you can't really complain about, in all honesty. Her ammo is a problem for her... What's the SMG called?
Her objection.
Yeah.
But also on top of that, her throwable grenades are shite. She needs an incendiary or something. Even bounce grenades would be an improvement. But apart from...
Okay, leave her at S. The only reason I disagree is because probably I can't play her correctly.
In fairness, your playstyle doesn't suit a solid support character.
You're aggressive.
Which could be why I love her, because it doesn't matter if I'm shit at shooting, that's not my job. Whereas you are very good at actually hitting things and killing things, so you need a different rogue.
Right. Dallas, I'm going to hover him around BA.
I'd say A.
More of an A than Chaac.
I actually agree, yeah. I think he's more of an A than Chaac.
Target finder, very handy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a good revolver. He's got the Riptide.
Yeah.
He's got incendiaries. He's got a nice, easy ultimate. I can't remember what.
Yeah, he's a comfortable A.
Don't think anyone else really cares about that.
DMR, which just wrecks.
Is he the only one that's got that?
Yeah.
The shotgun DMR thing?
Yeah, I think he's the only one that has that. I think that's special.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
the only
damn
one.
good DMR. He's got the best assault rifle. As I said, incendiaries, as you said. So, yeah, he's definitely an A.
Okay.
He's
Now,
just a bit dull.
the next
amazing.
one, I would have said A going back a few seasons, but now, I don't know, somewhere C, B even.
I love Scorch, but oh my god, I love
Dima.
Scorch, but she's got shit guns. I'd have said B.
I'd say C now. I would have said she was S tier before because I just couldn't do any damage to her whatsoever. If it was a one-on-one, I'd just melt. Even if it was like 2 or 3v1, we'd just still melt. but she's definitely been nerfed enough to put her down probably below Chaac. So yeah, I'd say C.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Go
agree.
back
with
a few
C.
seasons,
She's
she'd
my
wreck.
old main.
But
I love Scorch, but yeah, no, I agree.
so this next one's a bit tricky. He's like generic rogue. I have good guns. I have a decent ability, but
Yes, B.
I
B for boring because he's good, but he is dull as fuck.
I would say D on release, but he's definitely having more of a comeback as things go on.
yeah. His ultimate is good, but you can get blast resist, and the cooldown on it's horrendous compared to the others. He's got the Mamba though, hasn't he?
You said it right though. He is just generic. Everything about him is pretty average. Like there's nothing horrifically bad. There's nothing exceptional. He's just bang dead center. You'd advise him for a beginner kind of rogue.
Because he's got the KA and he's got the Mamba. His passive's a bit shit. Not passive. Is it passive?
Yeah, he's
And
passive. So
He sees people who he hits with an explosive, is it?
so his passive is anyone who gets damaged with explosive gets revealed.
which is cool for him because obviously his ultimate is explosive, but it's really shit if you try and link with it.
And he's got normal grenades that
So
are just a
he's
bit.
got
bleh.
normal grenades, but you need to actually. I suck with normal grenades. So I can never hit anybody.
No, and to be fair, I very rarely get hit by normal grenades as well, so I don't think many people can throw them well. People are better with bounce grenades than they are normal grenades.
Because there's a shorter cooldown. I think people don't cook their normal grenades for long enough to actually make full use of them.
That's because you tried to cook them and they explode in your own face.
Okie dokie. Dom's main. Now, going back one or two, I'd
Because
say
he's such a bastard.
B going back a few. Now at least A. His
I'd put him at S. I would put him at S.
I wouldn't go S. His ultimate's been buffed to a ridiculous proportion, but his guns seem to have been nerfed, so he's more killable.
If
Does he
there
have
is a glitch on the
stickies?
team, that is
He
almost
does.
always the character I will not kill. So definitely I would put him at S. He's such a pain in the ass to go against.
He has Semtex and flashbangs.
yeah. He counters a lot of people. He counters Glimpse. He counters Saint. You know, he's got a lot
Everybody.
going for him, but he doesn't seem to
Literally
hurt much.
every- Yes, he
Jeez.
does.
I don't have a
Yes,
problem
he
with
does.
glitches other than the actual ultimate. I can always melt them. It's just
Yeah,
fucking
same to
counter.
be honest.
There's a lot of games where I only knew there was a glitch because of his ultimate.
Yeah. So his actual presence noticeable, but he doesn't seem to hurt much.
Like I said, his ultimate's been buffed, so it pretty much reaches across the entire map, but his guns have been nerfed, so...
In
he's
fact,
not
I'm gonna
actually-
put him in front of Dallas. I think for just general.
I'm above
goodness.
Talon for annoyingness.
Annoyingness is S, but for general all roundness, I'm gonna.
If you see a
Okay.
cannon, and he's got his cannon out, you know you're dead. If you see a glitch, then you know you have some sort of chance.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
Right. This is the only rogue coming up that I am going to argue the toss. He is the best rogue in the game, hands
I don't
down.
think he's the best rogue in the game, but I agree he should be S. As long as he's actually played as the healer. People
Yes.
forget that he's meant to be a healer. There's no point playing him unless you're going to heal people. The previous game where, say, after I died trying to heal him, sat there watching me die.
Yeah. As soon as he gets fast revives, and as soon as he actually starts rezzing people, he is the best. He has fantastic guns. He's got C4. He used to have claymores, which made him
Claymores.
broken as fuck. He's got tracker rounds. He's got armor. No, he's not got armor. He's got the fast revives instead, hasn't he? But he's got tracker rounds.
He's got armor. He hasn't got fast revive. Hasn't got tracker.
Oh, is it the armor? Oh, there you go. Then he's in more
Yeah,
tanky.
not tracker.
Yeah, his guns are great. His
yeah,
ability's
no.
great. His passive's great. It's just ridiculous. He's
He makes everything a bit more doable.
I'm
I
going
will
to
say.
hurt myself for this, but I put Dahlia above Saint.
I would say no, they're on a par, because if you get a Dahlia Saint combo, you are sorted.
Who do we complain more at? If you see a Dahlia on the enemy team, or if you see a Saint on the enemy team,
I get sniped by Saints so often with a goddamn Mamba.
yeah. Saint with a Mamba hurts. His guns just kick Dahlia's ass. I know you've got the weapon mastery and stuff, but just from the sort of loadout, his is so much better. Plus, he has a gadget which you care about, not fucking grenades.
You do have a point, Chris. We do rant about Dahlia's a lot, but I think that's because Dahlia is so much more adaptable. So if she's on a team, she ends up like a character that's also on that team. Whereas for his own sake, is just a pain in the ass.
One thing I'm glad about is there's less Dahlia Lancer combos, because that used to be every single game.
Very true.
Right. Runaway. I think...
I like him.
I go S.
I'm going to go between Cannon and Glitch.
I'd put forward an argument for S.
Okay. Before we move any further, can I vote that we move Glimpse down? I think she's too high at this point.
Okay, I would agree with that, but also I think Runway should go up to S because Runway is the perfect crossover between long and short distance.
Yeah,
so
it can be used everywhere.
She's got claymores. She's a sniper. She has one of the best assault rifles. She has stickies. I think she has fast revives, but I can't remember.
She does. Yep, helping
and
hand.
She can give anyone unlimited ammo. So she is support whilst also basically she can be anywhere on the map and be useful, depending who you've got playing her. She's one of the most adaptable rogues in the entire game.
And that is why I haven't put her as S, because to get everything you want, she is expensive as fuck. To get the weapons, to get the grenades, to get the perks.
Mike, she isn't. Because you don't have to pay for both primary weapons, so you automatically have the assault rifle and the sniper.
Oh no, not the weapons.
Assault rifle, sniper, and claymores all in the first thing before you've even entered the match.
And that's depending on the map.
If I can get everything from her, and I don't earn any money in anything because I don't hit shit, then she deserves to be higher.
I'd put her above Glimpse. I wouldn't put her S though.
What do you reckon, darling?
I haven't either.
I'm going to shimmy her forward just as that's the general consensus. But
because yes, she's good all round, but I'm not. I don't know if this is me just being personal, but I'm not a fan of her ability. Because yes, she's great by herself. I'm not sure she's a team player. Because you have to basically go out your way to find her briefcase and make sure you're sticking. So things like demolition and strike out, okay, but we play a lot of 6v6, which her ability becomes a bit less useful.
Depends if you throw it down in a spawn. It's kind of, that's why I like to do it when we all spawn together after a wipe or something like that. Then you just throw it down and pick up.
That's a fair point.
Are we still Runway? I tend to use it as well to max the claymores, so you can scatter claymores literally everywhere. Because as soon as your suitcase comes up, throw it down, get another claymore, whack that down.
Oh yeah, Runway with Trench is beautiful. It really is. Just keep replenishing claymores. Okay, I think that's a very balanced argument. My main point is I want both the stickies and the claymores. So to get those maxed out and to get the guns maxed out and also the perks I want, it's very expensive. So you have to really sweat with her to get, the most out of her. But yeah, she's definitely very good. I'm not going to argue that at all.
Yeah, and again, it depends on the map and who you're playing with. So occasionally I'd go with the gun and the Semtex and leave the trip mines if somebody else already has trip mines or it's quite an open moving map.
Yeah.
It's very much her adaptability that makes her so good, isn't it?
Because I guess you can hunker down with the sniper and use trip mines, or if you want to be a more front fighter, get the assault rifle with the Semtex. So you can just choose your playstyle a little bit, or just switch in the middle of the game.
Yeah, it's very much the adaptability that makes her awesome, rather than anything individual.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm fairly happy with that. Right, I'm gonna hurt myself a little bit here. As much as I love her, I think she's only just better than Dima, personally.
I disagree. So, from me, I'd put her between Runway and Glimpse.
I think it depends.
Depends
who's playing her, and I'd agree with B and maybe put her below Dima and put her into C.
Really? I see her as a much higher. She's easy for people to pick up at the very beginning.
I completely agree. She's amazing as a beginner character, but her knife is like the main good thing she's got. That's about it.
if her knife was silent, so the only thing you could tell was the light, she'd be A. But it's so loud, and you can tell you're like, oh, where's that then? Her guns are good, but her perks are a bit... She's only got tracker rounds going for her, really.
What were you going to say, Chris? You were going to say something.
Yeah, are we forgetting the fact her passive, where she's immune to all reveals and all enemy radar detection?
She is not immune to reveal. She's only immune to radar.
Looking here, immune to reveals.
That's changed.
That has
been
changed.
updated, though. She never used to be.
Yeah, so she's immune to all reveals at the moment and all enemy radar detection. She shoots a gun, she's not revealed. She's immune to Dallas. She's immune to Seeker. She's immune to Dima's passive ability, meaning that you just can't find her no matter where she is.
This
Makes
is
her a
true.
lot more
Well, she
broken,
tends to be
and they've
CQC
definitely
anyway.
updated that. That has definitely been updated because it used to be she was only immune to radar.
I think it was a couple of updates ago, if not the most recent one, where they made her just immune to all reveals.
Yeah.
It means that they felt she'd been nerfed too much and now they've buffed her.
I think the problem with her is her equipment is nothing special at all. Her guns, not the best SMG, not a great assault rifle, not a great
She has
pistol.
the worst SMG. In fairness, her SMG is the worst in the game.
Yeah, and her gadgets have got a smoke grenade and a grenade.
Yeah. She's
Are we
definitely
just-
better than Dima, but she's nowhere near as good as Chaac, I think.
So, are we setting a guideline at the start here where we're going off of their starting equipment and we're judging them off of that, not the mastery equipment that they have the possibility to get?
Yes, because not everyone's going to get to the point where we've got the guns to swap them around.
Don't use that to move Dahlia down because that was not our main argument with her. It was an argument that came up, but I partly agree with you. Dahlia is still a bit of...
Dahlia?
Yes.
Dahlia still S.
I mean,
Anyway, I think that's a fair point. Now this, I honestly have no idea where to put
it's got
you.
to be an A.
See, this is where
She's
the
a
argument
massive
comes
pain in
in.
the ass.
I second C.
She's a massive pain in the ass. Like, when you're going against an enemy phantom, how many times do you swear about the headshots and bullshit you deal with?
I complain about that with any sniper, no matter whether that's Phantom, Fixer, or Runway.
Exactly.
I would say Phantom, maybe B, because to be fair, her pistol isn't great. But she has a decent assault rifle if you don't want to be a sniper. Her sticky sensors are
Okay.
very, very
Yes,
helpful.
sticky sensors I will give because I'm
Quite
cursing
obvious.
them.
I run around just destroying them all.
Sometimes
but
they're
it-
not obvious.
It's the case that you'll spawn just after dying and it will immediately pop at the bottom of the screen, revealed, and then you get shot.
That's just
Before you can
unlucky
even move.
spawn point.
But it
Yeah, but
happens to me
you can
so
still-
often.
You can put out 2 sticky sensors per life. That can cover an entire map very, very quickly. So she's very useful as intel, even if she's not taking people out.
Okay, I'll move her up from my original from C to a B.
I will vaguely agree with a B because she's less flexibility than other snipers. But she still has the best sniper rifle in the game and a very good assault rifle. So
But her perks aren't great, particularly.
they're useful if you're a sniper and they're not useful if you do anything else.
Her ability's good. Her ultimate's good. The amount of times that's caused me grief. For example, if you glimpse and she throws that down, it's such a pain in the ass. I think she's more dangerous than a Ronin. I can't decide if she's more dangerous than a Chaac or a Chaac.
I think it depends on the situation. There's some situations I'd put above Chaac.
I'd put her below Ronin.
Below
I would
Ronin?
not put her below Ronin. No way.
Hmm.
Phantoms cause me way more grief than Ronins do.
Yeah, I agree with that statement in all fairness. She's not much more. There's not a lot in it, but I'd say if there's a good Phantom, you're gonna get hurt more than a good Ronin.
No, I disagree. If there's a good Ronin, you're going to have much more issue than if there's a good Phantom.
But at least you can get to the Ronin. The Phantom will be out that bloody perch at the back of bloody factory sniping your ass.
You won't even know where the hell the Phantom is. I'll agree with B. Considering he's one of my mains, I'll agree with B. But no.
Okay, I'm gonna be balanced as a former Mack main. He hasn't really had a buff or a nerf. He's stayed the same. There's two different play styles for him. He is around here, in my opinion.
Down. I'd put in B. I love Mack. His Claymore and his Conviction are great. His ultimate is garbage.
Agreed, his ultimate's garbage.
His ultimate is utter garbage, yes, but armor per down has caused me so much grief when trying to kill this fucker.
His armor is annoying.
Okay, so his only issue is his armor and his Conviction. Apart from that, he's got nothing for him. His pistol's terrible. His gadget's just grenade and the active protection system.
SMG's not bad.
Yeah, but if you've got his LMG, you don't really want his SMG.
Yeah, the danger is when these two are paired, when he's paired with Dahlia and they've both got fucking armor per downs, it really just starts to mess with people.
You can't judge a character based on if they're paired with Dahlia.
No, this is true. This is true. I think he's more dangerous than B, but I don't know where to stick him.
I would leave him at A, but I'd possibly move him down to just below Dallas. Because you said it earlier with Cannon. A bigger target is easier to hit, and he's quite a big target.
Yeah.
If you've got a good player who's willing to go melee, then yes, you get absolutely owned.
He does have the best melee weapon in the game.
If you don't see him coming, the Conviction just melts you. But otherwise, he's quite a big target to hit. I managed to hit him, and that means he's quite a big target.
If his ultimate didn't have that stupid big UFO saying, "Please do not enter this area, it's dangerous," and it be so fucking loud, he'd be further up. But yeah.
And so long to deploy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, deploy is quite a bit of time.
Like, you get so much warning that it's going off, you just duck below a chest by wall, and it doesn't affect you. I don't think I've ever actually been hit by Mack's ultimate.
If you are playing against a good Mack, he knows when to activate it, but it's very rare, just because the timing is so...
It's just too easy to avoid or just ignore.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much or add anything to the game, to be fair.
Right, this is where it gets interesting.
Flashbang is more dangerous.
Where do we put you?
So I would have...
I'd say top of A.
No. I would have said she'd be S tier a couple of updates ago. She's definitely moved down. She's above Mack.
Her gun's got a big nerf recently, which was very annoying.
Is she... I wouldn't put her above Glitch. I'd put her somewhere between Glitch and Mack, but I don't know which side of Dallas.
I'd agree between Glitch and Glimpse, actually. Because she's still a massive pain in the ass, because she can still do that roll to reload, which obviously is a lot faster than anything that anyone else can do. But at the same time, yes, that's right, her guns don't shred the way they used to. And she's not as big a threat as she used to be.
I think
Still a pain in the ass.
because of Glitch's update where he's been boosted with his ultimate, I think that puts him above Lancer now that she's been nerfed.
Glitch
Okay, good point,
basically
yeah.
doesn't even affect Lancer. Lancer's immune to most people because she doesn't really do much.
She just runs.
With her ultimate on, she's completely invisible. Like Ronin, she can't be seen by anything.
Oh, is that a thing?
As long as she's got her
Yeah.
ultimate up, she can't be revealed.
Oh shit! I thought it was just a speed boost. Okay.
It just has speed boost.
Yeah,
Nothing
no,
about the cloak.
she basically is cloaked.
No, I don't
Wait.
think she is.
She used to be, at least.
Looking here, it just says gain increased movement speed and quieter movement for a duration.
I know you can't hear her when she's in her ultimate. She's dead silent.
Yeah, but I
Even
don't
if she
think
moves
you're
fast.
immune to reveals, I just think you're quicker.
It used to be.
Yeah, you definitely used to be, but they must have changed it. She's had a big nerf then. Must have been too many people getting shot in the ass by a Lancer.
Okay, I think that was a balanced view on her. Now, as a Kestrel main, I'm going to rant a little bit here. She has the Riptide. She gets bonus money. She has fast revive. She's got a good pistol. She's got she's got
She does have a
the
decent
adrenaline
pistol.
shot, so she can heal herself mid-combat. I would put her as S, but her
No.
ultimate sucks absolute donkey dick. So I can't decide if she's an A or a B.
A B or a C? Come on, be realistic.
I would say
No.
B.
I'd put her nowhere near S at any point.
Oh no! I'm saying if her ultimate was really good, then she'd be up there. But she's not. She's just got a really good arsenal, and she's got good perks and good money. But her ultimate sucks. It kills her more than it kills the enemy.
I would say B because you're right. She has a lot of the good stuff going for her. It's just her ultimate that's a bit of a fail. But also, how much do we swear about fucking bounce grenades?
Yeah, bounce grenades do fucking
And they're
hurt.
almost always Kestrel, so
I
she
swear
should
they've had
be
a
a B.
buff. Bounce grenades really hurt now.
I think they have because somehow they're working a lot better now.
For me, it's Seeker that I have more issue with bounce grenades than
Yeah.
Kestrel because he gets the bonus damage from bouncing off walls.
I think because I know how she's played. If you can play her well, she is dangerous, especially with the amount of money she can make. I think she's
Yeah,
B.
B.
I think she's higher than Phantom. I can't decide if she's higher than Chaac
No.
because her
No,
guns are better.
I'd say she.
I think, yeah, actually, I'd put her higher than... Because I'm not having issues with Chaac anymore.
That's a fair
I'm
point.
having more issues with Kestrel than
More
I am
issues with Kestrel than Chaac. Okay.
Weirdly, you know the reason I think we're not having too much issue with Chaacs anymore? I think there's only newer players playing Chaac. I
Yeah.
don't think I've seen an experienced level player play Chaac in ages.
To be fair, I
Which
haven't. It
means
used to
that
be my
Chaac is seeming really easy and stuff because I don't think like experienced players are using him at all,
Hmm.
I get the feeling
which
we're
could be colouring our entire thing.
Oh, the D's getting used in a minute. Don't worry. That's going to be quite full in a sec. Right.
Oh, the D is going to cause an absolute argument before too much longer. I can see that
I
happening.
can see who you want to put in D, and I'm going to very much disagree.
No. Hang on. So I'm going to turn to Charlie and Steph for this next bit purely because I don't know that much about that. So, Vi.
We haven't put Kestrel anywhere yet.
I
Yeah,
disagree. She's at the front of
Kestrel's
B.
Has my stream messed up then? Oh,
It keeps on doing that for me.
For me, it was still down in the bottom left. So
Yeah, it's still for
I
me.
would have said a few updates ago, I'd have said Vi was an A because she's got a pretty good shotgun, which for me is high praise because I hate shotguns. She's got a damn good assault rifle, she's got incendiaries, and her poison was cool. I think her poison's been nerfed. Pretty certain it has. So I would now put it as a B.
I'm
Her poison is so much less effective than it used to be.
still having issues with Vi. So I put her B, just because yes, she's still good, but she isn't as good as she used to be. I'd put her around mid B, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly above.
I was just thinking between Chaac and Phantom personally.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. As I say, a few updates ago, when her poison was how it used to be, I'd have been arguing potentially putting her S because I loved her and she was my main and all of that. But no, B is accurate now. She's not as useful as she used to be.
Possibly move her up one more. I'm having more issue with Vi than Chaac.
But is that just because people aren't playing Chaac?
I was going to say, I don't see him
Yeah.
very often. I see loads of Vi's.
People not playing him because he's not as good.
Weirdly, I think if you play him well, he's more annoying than a Vi. But just because you're like, I've got someone down, oh no, he's back and he's killed me.
See, with
Maybe.
Vi...
With the Vi's game, people have to cover a lot.
Hmm.
True, but that's because people panic on her poison and don't realise that it really doesn't do that much anymore. You can stay there for a reasonable amount of time before it screws you.
There's still only a couple of seconds that it can kill you.
It takes longer than that. It only does 2 damage at a time. It's really pathetic the damage it does nowadays.
Okay, I think
It's like,
maybe leave her there for now. Maybe rejig everyone at the end if we have
But
a few more
it
disagreements.
Maximum health damage as well, so you never get that health back.
until you die.
Mm.
It resets when you die.
But you only tend to lose like 5, maybe 10, because you've
Yeah,
gone, oh shit,
it's
poison,
really-
and you just step out of it really fast.
It doesn't have that big an impact, which is really annoying because it used to, but it doesn't anymore.
Okie dokie. Spider Boy.
I
If
like him.
there's a good Spider Boy on the enemy team, it's gonna hurt.
Is it Rob playing or is it the general?
Yes. I think he's better than Glimpse, personally. I don't know about Runway or Cannon, but I definitely think he's better than Glimpse.
Glimpse is more versatile than Umbra.
But
I think
spiders
you've got
go
to be the
boom.
right person. No, because you've got to be the right person to play Umbra. If the wrong person plays Umbra, he's utterly useless. Whereas Glimpse, you can sort of muddle through.
What guns does he have? He's got the
Sorry.
Bishop. What's his second one?
LMPX.
Ooh, that's quite a good
So it's
SMG.
the same SMG as Glitch, but that's the thing. Is like if you've got a good Umbra, he freaking murders everything, and we all run away going Spider. But
I mean, you don't
yeah,
shoot it
not-
and then, oh no, he's wasted his ultimate.
Yeah, I think if heavy depends on the map as well, because whereas Glimpse is good for a nice big open map where you can sneak around. Umbra is a nice close personal map, you can get loads of multi-kills.
See, I'd say
Yeah, I
they're
think
both
they're
both
still-
good at close quarters, to be fair. But then that's how I play Glimpse anyway, because it's a sneaky, stabby.
Your melee boy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think these two are sort of interchangeable. We could argue the toss that they swap. I don't think he's better than
I'll
Runway,
agree with that.
but I don't really know about these two, so I'm just gonna flip these until we'll come back to that. Right.
Mike and I are going to agree with this next one, and everyone's going to argue with this.
Very start of the game. So when we first started playing, he was absolutely fucking trash.
Yeah.
He's better than he was. His barbed wire you can actually deploy 2 of, and they do damage. His claymores are good. His perks are okay. His guns are fucking garbage. So I have no idea where to put him.
Let's face it, if you took his claymore off him, would you ever play him again?
Oh no, he'd be D.
He's shit.
But he gets 3 of them.
So?
And I don't think many people play him the way I do, so I really can't say where he belongs on here, because he has potential to be a fucking pain in the arse. But his guns are shit, so I really don't know.
You have to play him as a shooter. If you don't play him as someone who shoots a lot, and you play him as the defender he is, and sort of use it to set up people, knowing people are coming to you rather than you're going to them, which is kind of how he's intended.
So I have an idea about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Go on, Chris.
So I have an idea about where I'd want to place him, but I'd interested to see Charlie, Mike, where you want to put him first, because I feel like I'm going to knock him down a little bit, but not as much as Steph.
I want to put him B, and I want to put him near the top of B.
No way. I'd put him at C.
He's definitely better than Anvil.
But is he?
Yes.
Hands down, he's so much better than Anvil.
Between Trench, and Anvil, they both only have one good thing going for them.
Anvil doesn't have any good things going for it.
He does. Basically, if you play Trench right, you can confirm a lot of kills without ever having to shoot a fucker. Anvil, you have to shoot a fucker. Whether he belongs in B or not, I don't know. I really don't. He's a weird one.
I'd put him between Vi and Phantom in the right hands. He's got fast revive of teammates. He's got tracker rounds. His barbed wire can be an absolute pain, because the amount of times I've crouched down and started punching it to try and destroy it, and someone shot me in the back while doing it, it's an amazing distraction as well as defending a point.
I agree. I actually really agree with where Chris placed that.
I guess that's kind of his problem. He's only really any good for defending a sniper, is I think what the main issue.
His point. It's not even defending a sniper.
Just defend an
Defending
area.
any point. But that's his purpose. It's what he's designed for.
Vi and Anvil, who we put the defenders quite low, but I think that's partly because we play like 6v6, which aren't those sort of game modes. But Anvil, Vi, and Trench come out a lot more for like King of the Hill, Strikeout, where you have a point, defend it.
For Bella's strikeout, for example, to emphasise Chris's point, Vi used to be able to hold the inside point on her own because you just throw poison, fire, and sit there and go, come on then, come at me. So it is. Trench can do a similar thing. He can claymore. You spend so much time watching someone go down, putting another claymore down, and watching the next person die. It's a different play style, but I definitely agree with Chris, and he goes sort of between Vi and Phantom.
I'm going to be an awkward fucker and say he's going there, because the only time I have problems against an enemy trench is when he's got the DMR. I rarely get down by claymores from him, which is how he should be played, really. I still find Phantom to be much more
If
of
you want to
a pain.
play with claymores, just take Runway. She's a far better player.
But she only gets 2 of them. This guy can...
Difference does one make?
It makes a lot if you die 10 times. That's 10 extra claymores. That's 10 extra
He
downs.
dying 10 times.
Welcome to Rogue Company.
He shouldn't play him.
It's like a benefit. It's like, oh no, Trench died. It's like, oh, Trench died. So you make 3 more insta kills.
I can't rate a character that you have to kill in order to play properly.
Fair. I'll
That
give you
said,
that.
though, is half the reason that Mike doesn't have an issue with his claymores is because Mike plays him for claymores, so Mike knows to look for claymores.
No, I don't look for
Because
claymores.
that's how Mike plays.
Actually, okay, I'm gonna bop him. I'm gonna bop him down a little bit more, because if there is an enemy glitch, he is fucking useless. He is absolute garbage if there's an enemy glitch. But yeah, I'm just gonna pop him
Take
there.
away his claymores, and now he's got nothing. He's useless.
But he has claymores. Anyway, I'm gonna leave him there, because this.
This is going to be
Stop.
Right.
Does anyone other than Chris have any luck with this guy?
Yes.
Cards, I've never played him.
No, his DMR is reasonable, his sniper rifle is god-awful.
Here is God rank sniper.
No, it's not.
It is.
Is it hell? It's horrific.
Let me.
Full body any day.
If you could put the tier on Phantom or Runway, would you ever play Fixer again?
Yes.
Why?
C4, so you can defend your position while you've got a sniping spot. The Warrant is an amazing pistol, so if someone gets too close, you've got C4 for defense and to take people out with that pistol.
The Warrant is a crap pistol.
I love the Warrant. It's becoming one of my favourite pistols at the moment. Apart
It's
from
such a crap pistol. I hate that pistol.
apart from the Execution Cannon and Dallas's one. He gets helping hands, so when he's far back and someone else gets sniped, he gets easy revives. He's got life drain and replenish as well as bounce back. So even though you're far away, you get a headshot, you're instantly healed, and then you get all of your ammo back.
If you're far away, you shouldn't have been shot anyway to need all that.
But then you've got good defense for when someone gets close. You've got C4 or the Warrant, and you're able to then get your health back anyway if someone does get close.
The only way I would say Fixer is playable is his DMR is semi-reasonable.
His DMR does wreck.
That's the one I've used the least.
My problem with Fixer, and the reason why I generally don't know where to put him, is his ultimate. His ultimate.
Ultimate is god awful.
It's
I will not use his
fucking
ultimate.
awful. It's designed so that you buy the pop-up smoke grenades, so that you can throw them in front of the enemy, and then you turn on the ability to see them, which is bad for the enemy, obviously, but it's bad for your team because they can't fucking see. And he can't see through phantom smoke anymore, which makes it even more fucking awful. So I can't put him above Phantom. I'm not doing it, but I don't know where to put him anywhere else.
Even with the Sniper, Phantom, and Fixer, I don't use their ultimate. Phantom has the same issue as Fixer for their grenade, where Phantom's nano smoke blocks it for both teams. So she puts it in the middle of the battlefield. Neither team can see through it.
No, because Phantom Smoke reveals to your team anyone who's in it.
Yes, but if they're not in it, standing behind it, you've just blocked the view for the entire team. And it's just a stalemate, and people sit around waiting for the smoke to disappear.
The only time Fixer seems to be good is when someone runs around with a baseball bat with him, and that just pisses me off.
You say that, but I've proved that he can be effective.
You prove that everything is effective.
Right, okay, I think we're going to have to do a democratic vote. So, darling, where would you put Fixer?
Can I put one bit in?
Go on.
How many people have more issue with Fixer than with either Anvil or Dima.
More issues than a fixer does.
Yeah,
but
I have.
fixers need to go die in a corner, as is on video record.
I have more issues with Dima.
But you just said you have issues with Fixer and they need to go away. So obviously there's something good about them. They're just not for everyone's playstyle.
Annoyingly, you have a point, but I would not put them above Scorch. No way in hell am I putting a fixer above Scorch.
Right, let's do a vote and see what the outcome is. So, darling, where would you put Fixer?
Well, I can't put him anywhere because I think he's better than Trench, but Trench shouldn't be up there.
I'm gonna move Trench down, so he's the lowest B. Where would you put him?
I'd say he's one better than Trench.
One better than Trench. Okay.
But Charlie has a valid point in that he's not better than Scorch.
Is Scorch better than Anvil?
Yes.
Do we think Scorch is better than Anvil?
Yes.
Played well.
That's the thing. It's very dependent on the players.
I think this is a glimpse and an Umbra situation. I could quite easily keep swapping them two round. I don't know what to do with Fixer. Charlie, where would you put Fixer?
Okay, in Chris's defense, when Chris is playing him, he's very effective. So, but I would never put him above Scorch. So I would put him in C, but below Scorch.
But is this because of your own personal play? Or is this because how good they are?
If you had a
No,
choice
that's
between
right.
the three snipers, other than you, Chris, no one chooses Fixer.
Well, we played against plenty of Fixers.
We have, and half of them use baseball bats instead of being snipers.
Or the DMR?
The DMR is reasonable. Like, all the good matches I've had with Fixer have been using his DMR. So, I would, like, how much I want to personally put him as a D because I hate him with a passion, I would put him higher, but he's not better than Scorch.
Rob, what do you think?
Personally, I put him as a C. Other than watching our team do better with him, I have no problem fighting him on the battlefield.
Yeah. That's
Am I just the weird one here then?
Yes.
Oh.
We're not complaining that you're good with him, Chris, because it means you can play him, don't steal anyone off us, and you do well for us.
Okay. Are we settling Fixer there then?
It's just back to the point that Fixer has so much more going for him than Trench does.
No, he doesn't, though. He's so much easier to deal with.
You watch us all get annihilated by a fixer in the next round.
Right, what we'll do, every match we finish, we're going to look at the leaderboards. We're going to see who's the top one for each team.
I'll join the enemy team and I'll be Fixer just to prove you.
No.
You won't see my flanky ass. My joy is taking out snipers, thank you very much.
My joy is uncloaking and shivving him in the back because he's too busy trying to fucking OG down. Anyway, this next one.
Okay, can I jump in? D. Just.
No, I'd agree. D.
No one
for
really plays
Talon.
him. Yeah. No one
He's
really
nothing going for him.
has any trouble taking him out. He's
It's just
just
another Ronin that's not as effective.
yeah.
Exactly.
if it was demolition where you've only got one life and you had a specific choke point or an area to defend, and his ultimate was out, he is pretty good. But we don't play demolition, so if you're a demolition player, he's higher up. But for 6v6,
Even in demolition, he's just
Even in
useless.
demolition, I'd take a Dallas over a Talon.
hands
Okay.
down easy. Yeah.
So I know where I'd put Switchblade, because 80, maybe 90% of my deaths are a fucking Switchblade, and I think she's
I
more
agree.
of a threat than Cannon, consistently anyway.
I'm not sure I put her that
Agreed.
high. I put her maybe one below Runway.
I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
always
actually-
get ganked by Switchblades. They're just absolutely fucking lethal. If it's not her guns or a fucking laser gun, it's the ultimate. The ultimate just absolutely blows me away every fucking time.
Can I be a little bit Controversial. I agree with Steph. Runway should be above Switchblade, but I think it's Runway you need to move, not Switchblade down. I think you need to
No,
move Runway above.
I have more issue with cannons than I do with runways.
Don't see as many cannons though.
I agree with Chris. I always get more grief from the big chunky boy than Runway. At least, okay.
Using that as a rating system of I have more issue with this character depends on your play style. I flank. I don't have issues with any of the same guys you do.
But
True.
you agree she hurts. She's fucking good.
Yeah.
So if you were fighting an enemy that was good, would you rather go against a cannon without his ultimate, or would you rather go against a switchblade
With no
without
ultimate,
an ultimate?
I could take a cannon quite easily.
So
It's his
Yeah.
ultimate that screws
so
me over.
switchblade's more dangerous
Yeah.
overall, then, isn't she?
I'd move runway up above cannon
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I'm sort of thinking. I'd go Runway above cannon.
because we can't judge him just on his ultimate.
Yeah, I'm quite impartial to this. So you've got 2 votes to move Runway. I think Chris wants Runway to stay there. Rob, you're the
think
deciding
cannon's
vote.
better.
I think overall Runway is better than Cannon.
Ooh.
No.
Oh.
Obviously, his sniper rifle's her sniper rifle's better, but yeah, his ultimate's great. But once his ultimate kicks up, everyone knows where you are, and the turning circle's not great on it either.
But then adrenaline shot and roll back into cover.
Like that
Yeah,
time
the
that
problem is,
really
if they've shot you in the back.
the cannon, and I was just stood there going, "Go on, hit me," so that you could just sneak up behind him.
Yeah, and a nice knife in the back.
Completely vulnerable.
Head on is a
He
fucking
does kind of
pain.
leave you open. Yeah.
Like I say, at the
Okay.
end, at the very end, we can always have a mooch through and readjust. Right. I've got a love-hate relationship with this bitch. Right.
You like her a lot more recently since her shield size has been increased.
It's not the shield size that was the problem. When she first came out, I was like, oh my god, a shield operator in this game. I love... And she was fucking awful.
No. You had trouble with her. I had no issue. She was actually pretty good if you could... What you had to do was hide behind cover, use her shield, and then run out. What I think you were doing was trying to use your shield while you were in the middle of fire from everybody.
It didn't work then. But that's then. And now...
Now, I would say Sigrid is up there with cannon.
I'd say she's between Dallas and Lancer.
Actually, no, fair point. I put her below a Lancer.
Although I don't know if it's because not many people actually do play her, but when you do, her shield can be a bit of an issue now. I'm not getting as many downs as I used to against her. Okay, it's between that, she has her adrenaline shots, so she can come back quite quickly into battle. And
She's got stickies as well.
she's got stickies as well.
She's got
Yeah.
stickies, she's got good guns, she's got the super fast revive, which you can revive people with her shield. And I think the demolition people are going to play her a lot because she can defuse shit. So I'm actually going to say at least better than Lancer.
See, I only ever have issues with it if you let her get into melee range, and if you do that, that's your own stupid fault.
This is true. I think she's the most map-dependent rogue out of everyone. If she's on a small map like Glacier, she's going to absolutely wreck. Bigger ones,
Yeah.
not so much.
I've only fought her 2 or 3 times.
If you don't get a warning that she's coming, you're screwed and you're punched to death with a shield sitting there and there's nothing you can do about it.
Thing is,
If you can see her coming, she's okay.
you always get a warning before she pulls her shield out, so you always get time to prepare because she just shouts it across the entire map. That she's
Here we go!
Put my shield up.
If she shouts that when she's round a corner you didn't know she was round, you're still screwed.
I don't know where to put her in A. Because she is fucking
I put her
dangerous.
in A, but yeah, it's where you put her in A that's the...
Yeah, I fought her a couple of
There's not
times.
many people playing it.
I've had no problem with her at all. A couple of times I've fought her, literally she just dies before she gets anywhere near me.
Did she have her shield up at the time, or was this just...
Yeah, with her shield up.
Oh,
More likely
interesting.
to know she's coming than Lancer.
True, you are more likely to know she's coming. Lancer shoots you before you realise she's even there. I'd swap Sigrid and Lancer, but I do think Sigrid should be A.
I don't know, I think Sigrid's guns hurt more.
Just looking at this list, I think we put Mack too high.
Where? Nah.
We'll do adjustments after.
He's better than Kestrel, but not by much.
Put him at the top of B then.
No, I
Yeah.
still think he's A. He is really good. It's just his ultimate that's utter shit.
Though. We need to even it out a bit.
Okay, fine. This hurts me to do, Chris. It hurts. Okay? It hurts. Right. Tom Holland.
My boy.
I like him.
To B, because if he's played well, he's a pain in the ass, but hardly anyone plays him well.
I'm not sure I've ever actually been against him, you know.
That's because I've been getting bodied by his bounce grenades for you to notice.
Plus the sticky
the thing,
sensors.
Yeah.
If he's played well, he's brilliant. But so few people play him well that, like Steph says, it's like you barely notice he's there.
Because easily, either a sticky sensor or an arrow scanner with a bounce grenade, and you can take out most people before they know you're there.
Yeah. Right. I'm gonna stick him at the lowest point I would put him. He is definitely better than Ronin. So that is his lowest point. We can move him forward from there because the Sahara Rex. I love that gun, and I rarely use it.
I would agree with that. I would agree with anything.
I can't actually see where you put it.
Between
updated.
Phantom and Ronin.
Oh, right, those two. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the screen's not updated, sir, at all.
Oh, sorry. I'm not sure why that's not quite
But
loading.
yeah, I know who those two are.
I think Seeker's more versatile than Phantom, so I'd put him above her.
Versatility, I agree.
That's fair.
But I also can't comment because I don't play him.
Just
Yeah,
from
and-
I've been killed by a bounce grenade so many times, I think, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
also
and
has-
it's a bit.
Oh no, go on, Rob. Sorry.
Let's go say, as you say, the ability in most people's hands isn't great, but it's still better than nothing. You just fire that down the corridor and it shows people. You don't actually have to hit somebody necessarily.
His healing potential is insane as well. He's got bounce back, lifeline, and life drain.
Hmm.
Why do people always play him so shit then? Because he sounds like he should be such an awesome one, but you so rarely see a good Seeker.
Because I don't know, it's hard to say actually.
I've seen Rob play him really well. I've seen Chris play him really well, but so rarely do we go against a good Seeker. It happens occasionally, but they're so rarely the problem on a team.
Yeah, it's quite map dependent because there aren't a great lot of spots where you can get some good bounces, some good grenades, some good arrows. Beyond that, he's just a normal fighter.
His DMR pretty much almost puts him at a sniper class as well.
What is his DMR?
He's got one which is unique
Aaron.
to him, which is the Aaron L212, which gets a scope, so you pretty much have a mini sniper, which can also be used as a close combat as well if things go badly.
Yes. Why have I not bought Seeker every time? Every time I ask you to recommend which rogue should I get, you've never recommended me Seeker.
But yeah, his DMR is pretty much a mini sniper.
Why did I not know this? I might have to buy him next.
It still requires a couple of hits rather than the sniper's one or two.
But yeah.
I think that's actually a pretty fair list we've come up with there. Does anyone want to argue the toss over the top and the bottom space? So are we happy with Saint being the best and Talon being the worst? Because I think they're the ones that people are going to want to really care about.
Talon being the worst.
I actually agree with almost everything we've got there, I think. But I also think that any of it is very player dependent and map dependent.
Yeah.
So if you're being specific, you'd rearrange depending on the situation.
There's one I'm still not happy with.
Is that fixed?
Yes.
But the thing is, instead of me just doing, a 10-minute video and me putting stuff where I want to put it, we actually had a 5-person conversation going, well, this goes here because of this goes here because of this. So I think this is quite fair across everything.
I think Mack is too high.
No!
I'm going to say honestly, I still think Mack is too high.
He hurts, Chris. He hurts. He hurts more than most of those. I could argue he hurts more than a Lancer or a Glitch, but he's not better than them.
is what is
Yeah.
passive is what makes him hurt.
I'd move the Kestrel above the Mack. I'd keep him above Chaac, but I'd move the Kestrel above the Mack.
I don't think Kestrel's as good as Mack, and I played both. Personally.
I prefer playing Mack, but for this list, I think Kestrel is better.
I'm tempted to agree, but I don't play Mack, so I can't really comment on that one.
Yeah,
Mack
I think
it's a unique playstyle that you need to know. You know his playstyle? Great. If you don't, you're going to play badly.
Yeah, I think both abilities are crap, but at least the Halo drones, you can aim at a corridor, fire it, and run off, and they carry on firing for a while. Can be quite handy to pin them down.
They're quite good for suppressing someone, even if they don't hit them. You can pin them somewhere.
Same could be said for Mack, though. You can just place it and run, and people aren't going to come for you because they know they're just going to be blinded. You've got a good retreat or defend with a point.
I'd say Kestrel's is way more effective, though, because Max is just so bad.
But I guess, is that because we're playing against people who aren't using it effectively?
You're not arguing against your own point now.
Yeah, I know.
You know what? I'm just going to say that's the fucking list. I think that's it, in all fairness.
Oh, Fixer.
Fixer's fucking staying there.
Fixer can't be that low.
Huh? Right. Thank you for your time, folks.